What's up, everyone? This is Gypsy, team leader of Heroes4Hire Airsoft Team, and today we're going to go over your question.
You should be able to see that there's just a little something left.
Might have seen us on Instagram, hopefully you came over from there, or you're just totally awesome and you found us on the interwebs and you said this was the voice they were bringing up. How long have we been a team? We've been a team almost to the day 2 years.
We are heroes, and we are for hire. Welcome to Heroes for Hire Airsoft Team.
Stick around for that. Our first question's coming off of Instagram. Yeah, we're on Instagram, Heroes4Hire Airsoft Team. Go check us out if you don't already. First question is from _Luke C _16. What made you want to play airsoft? Honestly, kind of answered this in the first one. Basically, I kind of got pressured into it by friends, and they were people I never actually played with because they didn't play safe or follow any rules or anything like that. But they were the ones that got me really interested in doing research and everything, and that led to me truly getting into airsoft. The next question is from the Gonzalogil. Yeah, I probably butchered that. Sorry about that. Do you think it's a good idea to buy an M4 Sherman tank, take out the cannon, and put a rocket launcher and LMGs? If you have the money to do that, you do that, bro. And then give me a call, and I'll buy a plane ticket personally to come out and see that thing. Because if you got enough money to buy an M4 Sherman, good luck. Congress kind of passed a ruling recently that made it really difficult, if not impossible, to buy tanks and stuff like that. So, good luck on that one. Ethan _the Rainmaker. Favorite game setups? I assume you mean like game types. We do a lot of attack and defend out here, and I'm not sure that's my favorite. It's just what we do the most. Probably my favorite is going to be certain mission type objective games where, you know, we did one Milsim game out here where they really immersed us into it, and we had a commander, CO, that was in charge of, you know, like 50 guys on either side, and we just went out there, went for it. We got our whole military style debriefing from these guys because they were former military, and that part was really cool, and I enjoyed that game a lot. But then the other thing I like is honestly just a lot of the very, very loosely based mission style objective games that we do for pickup games. Sort of like, you know, you need to get from your current point, you need to hold that, but then you also need to push up halfway across the field, whatever, to achieve, to obtain objective X and bring it back to your base. Simple grab and retrieve kind of missions like that I really enjoy doing personally, because, you know, it gives you the opportunity to die a lot, but also to push up and, you know, actually be an asset to your team. So, to answer your question as best I can. Next question is coming from Prime _420. Pretty awesome guy on Instagram, by the way. Check him out. If you had the money, would you HPA a gas blowback or Polar Star in AEG? And what type of gun would you do it to, depending on the previous choice? Okay. So would I HPA a gun? Would I get a gas blowback gun? Or would I get a Polar Star for an AEG? I know that there's a GHK makes a gas blowback kit for an AEG. I wouldn't do that. If I was going to do this price-wise, I'm just going to accept that I'd be buying a completely different gas blowback gun. But living in the desert, living here in Vegas, it gets really hot, and it does terrible, terrible things to gas blowbacks. So I'm going to skip over the gas blowback. Would I HPA or Polar Star? Honestly, I was watching Airsoftology video last night, and he was talking about, you know, I've used pretty much everything, but Polar Star is the original, and he was saying he loves Polar Star the most. Honestly, I'm probably going to have to agree with that, just from what I've heard talking to people that have used all the different systems, and especially with the Polar Star Jack out now, and being, you know, really good friends with my local field owner, who said he could get me one for a slightly discounted price. I'd probably go with the Polar Star Jack and throw that into an AEG. In terms of what AEG, I'm a Mark 18 fanboy. I mean, ever since my first gun, which was a Mark 18 style M4, I really just like the Mark 18 platform. So I'd either throw it into a Mark 18 or I would throw the Polar Star Jack into like a Mark 25 or an SR 25. My bad. Probably throw it into one of those two, just because I would either want another Mark 18 or I think the SR 25 is a really cool platform, something I would want to own. So hopefully that answers your question. And the last question is from callsign_rabbit. He's one of our branch leaders up in Reno, Nevada, and he actually texted me his question. And his question is, what's the difference between airsoft and paintball? He was like, I know the difference, but I've got a lot of friends that don't know, and they kind of ask me, and I'm like, how do I explain it? So, honestly, not all that hard. The way I explain that to a lot of people is I tell them, and I think this is one of the things that I kind of laugh about with airsoft, do you know what, hey, someone asks you, what's airsoft? Do you know what paintball is? I really wish we had a better way to describe it. The biggest difference, I can think of two really major differences. One, the projectile. We're shooting a 6mm plastic BB, and I actually have some right here. So, we're shooting something way smaller than what paintballs are. And consequently, they hurt a lot less. And, that might be an attractive point for some people. If they have a lower pain tolerance, they're like, I want to shoot at people, but I don't want to do paintball. I can understand that, because that was kind of my viewpoint, was I was kind of afraid of paintball. Okay, I was terrified of paintball, I still kind of am. But airsoft was at least the one thing where I was like, oh, this shouldn't be too bad. And then by the time I got hit the first time, I'm like, why was I scared of this? This isn't bad at all. So I think the one difference would definitely be the projectile. The second difference is, the overall gameplay. Paintball's a lot like Speedsoft for the most part. I know there's Speedball, which is the original, and Speedsoft is like the airsoft version of it. But basically, most of the time where I see paintball get played, even when we're at like some of the paintball fields playing airsoft, and there's obviously people that are playing paintball before us, a lot of the things just, you're running up and you're putting your gun muzzle over the barrier and you're just lighting the guy up. And personally, I'm kind of like, that's stupid. Because, if it was the real world and you were shooting with a real gun and you could do that, obviously you're going to do it because it ensures you're hitting the person. But realistically, that's not how a real engagement is. You're not just both charging towards each other and putting your guns over barriers and lighting each other up. So I think the fact that airsoft brings a bit more of a realistic perspective to it is one of the cool things. And also, another major difference is our guns look a lot more realistic, so consequently our gear can be a lot more realistic. We're not carrying around tubes that hold paintballs to put into our hopper. We're carrying around actual magazines, because instead of a hopper, we've actually got an optic on top of our gun and things like that. So those would be the major differences that I can think of between paintball and airsoft. Just kind of obvious things, but some people really don't get it, and you kind of have to explain it to them like that. And a lot of people, if you do explain it to them, they're probably going to go, hey, I kind of want to try that out. So make sure if you're going to go around explaining a lot to a lot of different people what airsoft is, make sure you maybe have, a spare gun lying around that you can loan them sometime if they want to come out to your field. I know that's how I've gotten quite a few people in airsoft locally, so. But that's going to be it for the questions today. Didn't get a whole lot from anyone on YouTube or on Instagram. So, help me out, guys. Next week, I will be doing a couple different things with the video in terms of, I'm going to come up with a topic. I already have one picked out for next week as to the original thing that we're going to talk about, and then I'll branch out in your guys' questions. But, until then, we've got one other little surprise for you guys at the end of this video. But until then, don't forget to wear your full seal eye protection, and take care, guys. Last but not least, I'm very excited to introduce to the Heroes4HireAirsoftTeam family our newest sponsor, ArmorX. So basically, this is their website, www.armor-x.com, and this is a very basic example of what they make. So you get a case for your phone. They make cases for literally like every type of phone, even my Nokia, LG, HTC, and then the big ones, Samsung, Apple, things like that. Then what they have is they have these different mounting systems, so whether you're riding a bicycle or a motorcycle, you're jogging, sailing, hiking, ski and snowboarding, scooter skateboarding, golf, or the really cool one for us, shooting. Because literally underneath their shooting category, it's listed as hunting, shooting, and airsoft. So basically what it is, it's a GoPro system for your cell phone. And they were kind enough to, sign up and join on to sponsor our team. So I have a couple products from them on their way for my Nokia 1520. Going to be doing a lot of footage and a lot of reviews with that. So keep up to date with us on Instagram and YouTube. So subscribe and follow us on Instagram so you guys can keep up to date with what we're doing in terms of working with Armor X. And see where this goes in the future. Definitely check out their website. Their prices are really good, and it saves you a whole lot of money over something like a GoPro. And in many ways, stuff nowadays like the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus and some of the new phones that are coming out from Samsung and everything, they really have the potential to do just as good of a job as a GoPro, except they won't. Some of them even are starting to do 4K. So, and these cases are meant to take a beating, take abuse, and still protect